it's coming up. Don't see it yet, but it says starting soon. Should be live about now. I don't see it coming up in the feed. Let's see here. So it says it's live here, but it's not showing it at the link. Oh, well. Let's see if it works. Alright, so let's get started talking about Blackboard. So Blackboard is one of those great websites that actually works in either browser. So you can use Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, or Mozilla Firefox, whichever you prefer. We do have the link several places. You can find it right at the top of the Westbriar website. You can also find it in the toolbars on your computer unless you've changed it. And you can log into Blackboard the exact same way you log into the computer. It's the same for everyone in the county this year. So, once you log in Blackboard, you will see that you have your organizations, you have your courses, and you have some other sections around here. Let's talk about setting up our class first today. I'm going to come in here to my 16-17 school year class. And you will find right here that it has the same basic shell for everyone. You've got staff information, syllabus, assignments, information. A lot of stuff we don't really need in the elementary world, like syllabus. But this stuff is very easy to manipulate. If you want to change your sidebar and what's available here, you'll notice there's a little down caret at the end of them. And if you click that, you can do things like rename the links, hide the links, allow or deny parents access, or just plain out delete it. Syllabus isn't one I use much, so I'm just going to delete that. Now it says this will permanently delete it, so if you're nervous about deleting something, it suggests you want to hide it, but I'm pretty confident I'm never going to put up a syllabus in an elementary school. And then you'll notice it is gone. If you want to add a new section, like student work, just come up here to this plus sign, right there, and you can go to content area. Make sure you click the make available to users right away, and then you can give it a name, for example, like student projects, if you wanted to have an easy place to display them to parents. As soon as you click submit, it'll be put down here at the bottom. If you come to the right side, you'll notice it has this little up and down arrow. I can drag up and put it anywhere in the list I want. Now, as for putting information in the section, if I come into students' projects here, you'll notice that you have an option to build content, put up assessments, which include test surveys and self-and-peer assessment, and you can also include tools such as discussion board, blog, or wikis. Most of the time you'll be adding content as either an item or a file. Personally, I just like to do files because it allows you, or create items, sorry. I like to create items because it's just a little neater for the name, the description, and you can attach one file here, but I like to put my files right here in the text section by using this insert file command. So I can say, here are the student projects. And then if I click this link, I can come and look around on my computer for a student project. Let me just include one of my projects for now, just as a description. And once you hit submit, it puts the link right in your text. You can submit it again. Oh, gotta give it a name. Project number 1. And this is what it looks like. Now, lots of people wonder what people actually looking at your site will see. You'll notice up here in the corner, right here, it says edit mode is on. That is your regular teacher view. But if you want to see what your users will see what it looks like, all you have to do is click this on button. And this is exactly what it will look like to your students. Notice they don't see all the empty sections I had right away. Also notice that it's much neater. They don't have the option to add files themselves. And just by clicking this off button again, you'll go back into edit mode and you'll be able to change everything again.
Adam, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So originally, as we as a team were setting this up, I went in and to build content, I created folders for the different subjects.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thought on that? Because I mean, and then since I teach not only my kids, but then I've got Carol's kids, and we set it up so that they could all visit us, right? We talked about that.
Yes.
So for instance, for social studies, if I have a folder, and then within that folder, create the items, does that make sense? Or what is your gut feeling on that?
I think one of the greatest strengths of Blackboard as a site includes its organization capacity. Google Classroom is wonderful for handing out electronic assignments and collecting them, but it works like a Facebook feed where the newest always goes to the bottom, or the oldest goes to the bottom. While on Blackboard, it's very easy to keep things active all the time. And just as you said, if you come in here and create a new content folder, you can, it's a lot more than making a new folder in Windows, but you can make a folder called Science, give it a description if you want to, and then it's very easy to organize things within. How you organize your Blackboard site, though, is really up to you. Whether you want to do it primarily through the tabs on the side here, or you want to do content folders, it's basically as you like it.
And once I go into that folder, I have those same options to add an item.
Exactly.
Within that folder, it will start to show the different items I've placed in it.
Exactly. They're all right in here. Now,
They're all right in, sorry.
oh yeah, once I go into the folder, I have the exact same options as I did outside of the folder. You also, of course, have options outside of the folders, just to show you here, where, once again, you have the down caret after things, where you can do things like, for example, move it to a different location on your site. So I don't want this science and student projects, let's say. I want to move it in my class. Let's move it to course material. And I hit submit. Notice it's no longer in student projects, but if I come to course material, there's my science folder. And of course, when you move a folder, you'll move everything that's already in the folder. So pretty handy like that. Now, we talked about some little things you can add and play around with on your Blackboard class, but we haven't talked about how to make it available for your students yet. That's hidden right down here in the class management section. If you come down into customization here, you have some equally ambiguous naming here where you're trying to find where to go. The big location you need to go to right here is called Properties. This is where all the big stuff is. This is where you will set the name for your class. I usually recommend that you include your name and the school year in there. That helps you keep it straight from all the other years. But don't hit submit yet. When you scroll down just a little bit more here, this is the important thing where you click make the class available. The students or parents will not be able to access your class until you click yes to make it available. After you make it available, click submit, and now you will notice that, let me just leave it. My course now has a new name. Let me scroll down to it here. Let me see. Did I put it at the top of the list? There it is. So now it's called Mr. Strawn's Tech 1617. Now, many groups ask this question, so I wanted to cover this really quick too. How do you put many classes into one class? Well, the easiest way to do it is do it by yourself instead of putting in an official request. Let's say I wanted to create a class with Miss Martin, our librarian who's here. All I need to do is I need to come down to users and I need to add her as a teacher in my class. This is the worst button in all of Blackboard in our design. It's hidden right here. Notice once I go over it, it kind of changes color, but it's perfectly camouflaged right in there. Once I click Find User to Enroll, I can say I want to add a teacher. And then rather than browsing for a person, if you're adding a staff member, you just add their username, which is exactly the same as their email address. So, what's your middle initial?
Okay.
SK Martin. 4. Make sure you include the numbers if they have them. Good point. Alright, and then when I click submit, she will be added as a teacher to my class. Now what she can do in her class is she wants to copy her students into my class. So I'm pretending I'm Sue now. I'm going to come down to Packages and Utilities, and I want to do a class copy. In class copy, you pick the class you want to copy to. I'm just going to pick another one that I'm in charge of. So let's move it to the technology time class I made last year and say submit. Now here's the trick. You need to pick one content area to copy the students, but you don't want to risk overwriting anything. So I usually recommend selecting glossary here. And then at the very bottom of this list, there's an option for enrollments. If you click this checkbox here, it will copy every student from your class into that other group. Once I hit submit, it will begin the copy, and it'll take a minute or two, and then it will tell you when it's done just on a casual little pop-up on the top of the screen.
So Adam, when it comes to, I think we did this.
Yes, we did.
We did already, so we all added each other to whatever we.
Yes. Now there is something that you have to be careful when you do this. Your personal Blackboard site is automatically populated every time a student is added to your roster. But if you copied your students to another site, that won't be done. So you have to keep in mind that anytime you have a new student added and you're using a group site, you'll have to come down to users on your group site and add your new student manually. Once again, you can do that with the most ease by just typing in their student number right here and hit submit, and it will add them as a student to your group site. So make sure you don't forget the new people.
And is it, remind me, is that the parents, if they have their own usernames or to get access our
Yes.
Blackboard? So students have theirs, parents have theirs.
Yes, they do. They use the exact same hub we do. I just became a parent this year, so I can show this. As a parent, you log in using your email address, and then you log in with the password you chose, and you will see it by the student. So I see my son here, and when I click on him, I can see that he's in the Kindergarten Kids 1617. When I come into here, I can see their Blackboard page that they made. So I can come into announcements, staff information, see the student information, and I can come in and see their newsletters and their specials. And at this point, I'm going to turn off the feed because I covered all the major areas, and I will now be helping the teachers who came to the session in person. So, signing off.